Hello and welcome to my channel, Autumnmoonthemage. I'm doing a reading now for Cancer. This is my second official recorded reading, so thank you Cancer. Sorry, Pisces was who I read for before, for being one of my guinea pigs here, because I haven't read on camera before. It's a very interesting experience, but anyway, thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. I like to read on love, so that's the focus of this reading. I'm going to take a look at how you feel about the situation or the person that you are connecting with, how they feel about you, and then we'll get a possible outcome card and advice from Your Heart Knows the Way Oracle cards. Please remember that it's a general reading, and so it may not resonate with you, which is fine. It just might not be your reading. Please don't try to force it. If it's not yours, then it's not yours. There are lots of readers out there, so I'm sure you'll find your reading if you look. But thank you so much for joining me here. We'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to take a look at how Cancer feels about the person that they are connecting with. Can I please get 3 cards for how Cancer feels about the person they are connecting to? The Moon. 2 more cards, please, for how Cancer feels. About the person they are connecting with. Strength. Oh, the Moon. Strength. Can I get 1 more card for how Cancer feels about, and the 7 of Cups? That's interesting. The Moon can be about things that are hidden, but it also represents fears, and that's kind of how I'm reading it in this moment. I might be wrong. We're going to clarify it, but I feel like that is talking about fears. Maybe you're afraid, but you're trying to remain strong, and you're trying. The 7 of Cups represents confusion sometimes, or it can represent having many choices, but it could be that you're confused about how to proceed. Like you are, oh, look at that. I didn't look. I just saw that there's a 10 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. But anyway, it looks like you are afraid, and you're trying to remain strong. You're trying to be brave, and trying to figure out how to proceed. That's what that looks like to me. But like I said, we'll go ahead and clarify that. The 10 of Cups is at the bottom, so that's a good sign. It may be that you feel like this person could be your 10 of Cups. They could be that emotional fulfillment. Oh, the 7 of Pentacles fell out here between the Strength and the 7 of Cups here. That's 2 sevens. That's interesting. I'm not really sure though that it might have been like an error on my part. I might have just dropped the card, but we'll put that there, and I'll factor it in. But let's go ahead and take a look at how your person, or the person who is connecting with you, feels about you. Can I please show us how this person feels about Cancer? The Star. That's a good sign. The 5 of Swords. 1 more card for how this person feels about Cancer. That's the 8 of Wands that wanted to flip there, but it went back. 1 more card, please, for how this person feels about Cancer. I've never done general readings before. I've always just read for people. And so I've never said before, tell me how this person feels about Cancer. It's really weird to say, I'm sorry. And the Tower card, that's, I feel like this person has a little bit of fear as well, honestly. The Star card is hopeful, like hopeful, but also maybe like they still have things to heal. You know, they're like I said, hopeful. They're hopeful for the future because the star represents our wishes, right? But with this Five of Swords, that's like the word is escaping my brain. In my head, I keep thinking confrontation, but that's not the word that I want to say. Conflict, I guess, is what I meant. It's like conflict, but in your. It's so weird that I can't think of words all of a sudden, but in your mind, like it's conflict within yourself. Like it's almost can be like stressing, and but the Five of Swords represents a victory that you don't feel, that doesn't feel like a victory, like you won but you didn't win. And the Tower, of course, represents changes, a drastic change, a sudden and drastic change, um, which isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes that's a good thing. But as far as feelings, it's almost like they're hopeful, but they're afraid of the drastic change that may come. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense here? That is what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing in these cards. But like I said, we'll go ahead and clarify. So I'm going to go ahead and start with you over here with this moon card and see if we can get clarification on this moon. Is this fierce, or are they keeping their feelings secret? But if we're talking about how you feel, I really feel like that's fierce. So can we get some clarification? What is it exactly that Cancer's afraid of here? Please clarify that moon card for us. Well, and we get several cards here. We've got the Queen of Swords, followed by the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. The Queen of Swords, that's like, that could be icy. It may be that you're afraid that this person's not going to open up emotionally. Like you think that they're keeping themselves protected, right? They're protecting themselves. They're not opening up. So the communication that's coming towards you is maybe like surface level, like they're not going deep with you. And so maybe you're fearing that you can't break through that ice, if that makes sense, because they're being too kind of distant. That's kind of what I'm getting from these cards here. But I mean, the Eight of Pentacles also talks about working through stuff. So it's possible that you're afraid it's going to take time. You're afraid it's going to take work to break down that icy exterior. The Seven of Pentacles is also a card of waiting. I mean, you've planted the seeds and you're waiting for them to grow so that you can harvest them, and it's almost like, it can be almost like an uncomfortable wait because you want to move forward. You're ready for it and it's just not there yet, and you're kind of like stuck a little bit. But I mean, it's good things that are coming, you know. But being in that moment where you're just like there waiting, you know. So maybe that's what the Strength card is talking about, how you're afraid that it's going to take you a bit of time to break through their icy exterior and you're trying to remain strong and brave and hold on while you're waiting for that Seven Pentacles to mature into something bigger. Let's take a look at the Seven of Cups. Can you please clarify the Seven of Cups? That's Page of Cups. So you want to express, you want to give them, you want to tell them that you feel something for them. You want to express that to them. And so that Seven of Cups is maybe you trying to figure out how to do it, and also like what's the safest way to do it, because you're afraid of this iciness that you're going to get back, and you're trying to remain strong and you want to come towards them, but you're coming towards them as this page because you want to be smart about it. You maybe don't want to scare them off, which makes sense if you look at how they're feeling about this situation. It looks like they are also hopeful but afraid. And so, but let's take a look. I'm really curious about what that tower is. I split the deck there, and it was the Lover's card, which is interesting. Makes me feel like maybe this person is afraid of what that connection would mean to their lives. You know, some people aren't ready for love to change their lives, you know. So maybe that's what that's talking about. But let's go ahead and clarify. Can you please clarify the Tower card for us? Oh, so many cards are like flipping and then going back. Okay. So what we have here is the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. So that tower, that change is, well, you know, this is odd, but I'm kind of reading this as this person is maybe changing from focusing on themselves and focusing on their own development into being that Knight of Cups. Like, almost like the change that they're worried about is this focus from themselves to focusing on love and going after love. It may be that they're, you know, when you get used to, you get to a point where you're comfortable, right? You know where you are, you know where you stand, you know that you're this steady person, you know, and you're living your life. And the idea of disrupting any of that to and make those changes can be scary, you know, chasing towards this love and fearing like this maybe it'll be a victory that doesn't feel like a victory, you know, like you'll go after it and it will feel like maybe they're afraid that this isn't, it'll end up not being the one. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense. I don't always read these cards exactly this way, so I'm not sure why I'm reading it this way, but that is how I feel like this is. I feel like that's what these cards are trying to say. So let's hear. Can we get clarification on the Five of Swords, please? The Two of Swords. Look at that. That's like indecision. That I really feel like they have this hope, right? But they don't know what to do. They don't know, should they embrace this tower and let the change happen, or should they like continue in their world, like working on themselves? Let's take a look at that star. What is it they're hopeful for? What is that star? Please clarify the star. See, this is just more of that. Like, this is more of them. They have that wish, they have that hope, but it's almost like, look at them fretting over it. Like, they're losing sleep. They have this hope, but I really feel like they are afraid to go after it. Let's see if we can get further clarification on that star card. What we got here? That Four of Cups. See, that's that offer that's sitting there, and they're so focused on the past here. I really feel like they're afraid they're hopeful, but they don't know if they're ready to make that change. They don't know if they're ready to release like whatever they're afraid of, whatever they're focusing on, so that they can go after what they want and let this tower happen and chase this love. That's what I'm seeing here. Let's see if we can get a possible outcome. Can we get an outcome, please, for Cancer? Can we get an outcome, please? Possible outcome. I'm hearing other readers in my head. They're saying, you know, it's only a possible outcome, of course. We all have free will, so things can change, but this is the most likely outcome. Can we please get it, the most likely outcome for this situation, for these two? What's the most likely outcome, please? Temperance, which talks about time, which as an Aries, I'm an Aries. No, that's not Temperance, that's the Fool. Wow, look at that. I don't know why I thought it was Temperance. That's interesting. But that's a Fool. That's a leap of faith. That's somebody saying, let's do this. So maybe you are approaching them in a way that is not threatening them and not scaring them, and they're going to try and give this a shot. That's awesome. That's an awesome card. We also have under the deck here, we have the High Priestess, the World card, and the King of Cups, which is great, and the Lovers under that. So I feel like maybe this person is, their intuition is telling them to let go of that cycle. Like, don't trap themselves, like give love a chance, let go of that cycle, embrace this love, so that you can have this happy outcome, this Lovers card. So yay, that's a pretty good card. Let's see here what the Oracle deck has to say. I said this, but again, this is the deck I'm using, Your Heart Knows the Way, which is a gorgeous deck. I'm kind of in love with it at the moment. It has, not just the cards are gorgeous, but the messages in the cards are really great. Let's see here. Can we please get an advice card for Cancer in this situation, please? Good advice for Cancer. Advice card for Cancer, please. We got Surrender and Be at Peace, which is card number 30. Let me read to you what that says. Surrender and be at peace. Are you unhappy with where you are in life? Do you feel that you've made a wrong turn and are now stuck in a reality not of your choosing? With your eyes fixed to the past, you've made a villain of today. You've said, if only I'd done something different, and you've speculated 1,000 outcomes you would have preferred to what you've actually lived. And in your state of displeasure, you've dismissed the beauty in your life. You've walked through gardens and seen nothing of the flowers around you. You've touched riches and not known what they were. This card reminds you that where you are right now is exactly where you're meant to be. There is no place you must go other than where you are at this moment. Today, stop your fixation on the past. Accept your current reality. Surrender to what it is. Open your eyes and explore your current life. And as you do, notice the beauty that surrounds you. Give thanks for the blessings that you do have. This is how you realize that peace is an absence of resistance. See the perfection in the present moment and witness your suffering dissipate. That is really a beautiful message. And I feel a little bit like it feels like it's directed at this person, but I mean, I could see how it might seem that way, but this message is also, I mean, it's for you here. Maybe there is, like maybe it's not exactly connected to this person. maybe it's just your life in general. Maybe you're focusing on the negatives instead of focusing on the positive. I mean, you're worried here about um, how you're going to meet that resistance, and maybe, like I said, I feel like with this card there was a feeling of almost being trapped while you wait. And so this card is kind of reminding you to like look around at what you have and be grateful for it, which I think is an excellent message. Um, but anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for um, checking out my reading. I hope that you found something here that helps you, answers maybe some questions for you. I hope the message resonates for you. And thank you again for being one of my guinea pigs. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your patience through the reading as I stumbled through. And I hope that you are kind to yourself and you remember to be gentle with your thoughts, and have a great and wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye.